So my name is Quintavious Burdette. Everyone calls me Q, so please call me Q. I'm 29 years old, and I'm a real estate broker in Mississippi and Tennessee.
Interesting. How long have you been doing real estate for?
4 years now. So,
4 years, okay.
Yep.
Was this something that you wanted to do? Was this something that you ended up just finding yourself doing?
Well, after college, I'm a former athlete. I had an opportunity to try out with the Giants. It didn't work, but I had a master's in accounting. So
Interesting.
I used my accounting degree to figure out that I did not want to do accounting. I was sitting inside of an office in a cubicle doing accounting work.
Cubicle, there you go.
Yes, I'm not that type of guy. So they showed me the billing report of what we were making hourly for the companies, and I was like, you know what, I'm out of here. I put a 2-week notice in. I kind of searched what profession I can make what I'm worth, and real estate popped up. So I was like, that's it.
What is your favorite thing about doing real estate?
It's changing, like the game of Survivor. It changes every single day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much information and knowledge you have. Something about that industry will change, and it's going to stun you. And it's one of those things for me, being my own boss, being selective on who I work with, those type things. I make my own schedule. And, you know, I'm not just the ordinary guy that's selling houses. You know, I was a number 2 agent in the United States.
Whoa.
I sold over 300 properties myself. So I do it because I love it, but it also allows me to have the lifestyle that I want.
That is absolutely incredible. What do you credit to that? Is it that passion, that drive?
I think it goes back to when I was 9 years old, when I was playing Pee-wee football. And, you know, all the other kids for Christmas, they would ask for a bike or a PlayStation or something crazy that kids normally wants to have. Me, I wanted to have a weight bench, and I wanted to have a parachute, not the ones we fly in the sky. I'm talking about the ones you strap around your waist and you run against the wind to get faster. So I was asking for those things because, you know, I'm one of 17 kids. And when you're one of 17 kids, you better get a scholarship to go to college.
Yeah.
And it's normally where I come from, it's going to be an athletic scholarship. So I was able to play in the SEC football and run track on scholarship. But that drive just came from coming from nothing, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm one of 17 kids. My parents never made more than $40,000 in a year supporting us. So I wanted to do something different, and knowing where I come from and where I am now, I never go back.
What number are you of 17?
I'm the 4th oldest.
4th oldest? Wow.
Yes, so it's a lot of them under me.
Yeah. What was that experience like in the household?
Oh, man, it was a fight or a celebration every single day in our household.
You never know what you're going to get.
Never. You know, either you're going to wake up and it's somebody's birthday, or you're going to wake up and you've ate somebody's brownie, and now they're mad and upset. So every day, man, was a celebration or it was a fight. But it was one of those things, it prepared me for this game. You know, because I'm used to being around so many people. Now you're telling me I only have 16, 17 other people.
Yeah, I was going to say you went from 1 of 17 to like 1 of 18, 19, 20. It's
Correct.
not too much of an adjustment.
And when we start to vote folks off, it's going to get down to the nitty gritty. So I can live with these folks. I know how to share. I know how to say what's mine. I know how to be kind around others. And I think that's what's going to propel me in this game.
So what drove you from selling houses to building shelters? Why are you here today for me?
Man, that is a good question. For me, I have to ask myself, you know, what is something that's going to challenge me like no other, but I can still compete and also have an opportunity to win $1 million. For me, I could have stayed home and worked for 2 or 3 months and made $1 million.
Yeah.
But I can come on this show and you're talking about 26 days of work and grinding and meeting folks. So what brought me on Survivor is just that I want to challenge my inner self. Am I as connected to myself as I think? Is my mind as strong as I think? Will I break? I don't know those answers, and I'm here to find out.
So what's your history with watching Survivor? Has this always been a part of, you know, the 17-person household experience? Did you find the show later in life?
No. So we grew up on the Brady Bunch and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's what we grew up on.
You watched the Brady Bunch and you were like, this looks like a walk in the park. There's 6.
That's it, right. But my Survivor experience began during COVID when I was sheltered. I had to stay home. The real estate market was slower. My wife, who was in college at the time, they dismissed, and she had to come home, and she watched Survivor. She's the super fan.
Wow.
She's been watching since day one. But she introduced me to the show, and let me tell you, I was hooked.
Yes.
I watched every season in about maybe a 3-month span.
Wow.
Like from season 1 to 40 at that time.
Yeah.
Then I've caught up and watched them as they come on lately. But I went back, man. I bought the Paramount app, and I've watched and watched and watched and watched. And the way this game has evolved is nothing. I don't think there's anything that compares to it.
Yeah.
You know, you go back to football when they wasn't wearing helmets.
Right.
This game has changed more than that.
Oh,
You
most
know?
certainly.
So it's crazy.
So through all your watching, give me a winner and a non-winner that you identify with the most, in your opinion,
From my season,
from any season.
so a winner who I would say from day one they got it. They have me in a bag is Jeremy. Mm-hmm. He's a winner, man. He's a dad. He's a husband. He's a great guy, fireman.
Yeah.
And he's a winner in life, in this game. Someone who I don't think is a winner is the Russell people, the Hands, both of them.
Yeah.
You know, I think they come from a world that I don't come from, of arrogance and they're evil people. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're winners in my book.
Yeah, what's interesting is you talk about, like, coming from the world of athletics, coming from your family, like, it feels like you have such a sense of a team
Yes.
environment. How tough is that going to be for Survivor, though, where it's like, yeah, it's tribal for a while, but only one person's going to walk away with that $1 million check?
Correct. And that is the name of the game. We play all those games throughout the season, and we have all those practices. But guess what? It's 50-some people on a team. Only 11 of them start.
Yeah.
And there's only one trophy at the end of it. In a race, there's only one first-place ribbon. So I'm used to having to compete for that top spot. And there's no better place now to conquer what I've always wanted to conquer. Is the very, very top. See, I was number 2 in the country. I wasn't number 1. I'm coming into this game, all odds are against me.
Yeah.
I'm young. I'm athletic. I would say I'm likable.
Uh-huh.
That's a recipe for a disaster. But I'm going to cook this thing up to where it spins and the recipe tastes how I want it.
Oh, I love that. So, yeah, talk to me about what you think your perception is going to be. Do you think people are just going to look at you and make those assumptions you're thinking and say, like, oh, yeah, meat shield alert?
Yes, I think that I will be perceived as a shield. But what they don't realize is I'm going to perceive a lot of them as my shield. And I have to talk. I have to make sure that they understand that that's what I am until it's too late.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be an opportunity that I've already built up in my head that if I can make it to 10, I'm good. And then if I can get to 7, game's over. Because I plan on winning challenges 7, 6, 5, and I'll make fucking fire at 4. Sorry for cursing.
No, I had a question about that because you have such a sense of competition in you. I mean, would you ever throw a challenge, either tribal or individual, if you felt like it served a greater purpose?
I'm not about that. I'm not going to throw challenges because in my life, you only get one opportunity. And momentum is a real thing. A lot of folks don't understand. If you give someone life, momentum, that thing can turn and roll down the hill the opposite direction quicker than you can catch it.
Yeah.
So I'm not about that. And if I catch wind of somebody throwing a challenge as part of my team, they're gone.
Really?
They're gone. I do everything in my power to see them leave this island.
Yeah.
If I have an idol in my pocket and I know where the votes are going, I'll protect somebody outside of my alliance to get that person out of the game.
Wow.
Because I don't stand for that.
My God. I mean, listen, yeah, you got to come in with morals, right? You got to
Yes.
come in with something to stand for, and that's very clearly something you stand for, man.
We're not throwing challenges. If you have thought about it, child, please.
What do you think is one life experience that's prepared you most for this? Because you've lived a hell of a life so far. Do you pinpoint something in particular that makes you feel like, I could use this on the beach?
March 8th, 1994, the day I was born. To the parents that I was born to the situation that I was born into.
Uh-huh.
That has prepared me for anything in life, not just a game of Survivor. But if I have to get more political and give you the right, correct answer, I would think just my days playing ball. You know, we have to wake up early. We have to outwork folks. If you want to start, you want to play, you have to beat the next guy. You cannot be off of your game for 1 second.
Yeah.
And if you are, there's somebody that's looking to take your spot. And out here, that is the same thing. If you're off of your game, if you miss a conversation that you're supposed to be in, if you say the wrong thing, you do the wrong thing one time, you're gone.
Yeah.
So you have to be cautious of that. But also, being able to dissect and come into a game with a game plan, understanding that I'm going to have to change.
Yeah. So when it comes to that preparation, I mean, obviously from an athletic perspective, like, you've got a pretty good like sense of skills there, but did you do anything in particular knowing what was coming with Survivor, physically, socially, strategically, all that stuff?
Yeah, so one thing that I did before I came again, I made sure I watched all the seasons.
Okay,
just
all
so
the
I can get a grasp of kind of what Survivor might throw at me.
Yeah.
But then again, what I did was I went back and I watched certain players, like Jeremy.
Yeah.
I went back and I watched Jeremy's season from the very first time he played. All right? He played a good game. He got kind of caught up in some things he shouldn't have, and he got voted out. His next time playing, he adjusted. He was the same Jeremy. His style was the same. His reason was the same.
Yeah.
But he adjusted so much it allowed him to win that season. So I wanted to watch how he played the first time versus the second time. And what I want to play is a combination of both. I don't want to play like Jeremy. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to play like any Survivor player in history.
You want to play like
I
Q.
want to play like Q. I want when the kids turn the TV on, they say, I want to go on Survivor and I want to play like Q. But I want to say, Jeremy inspired me because what he stood for on this game is something is greater than anything that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
A man being vulnerable about his love and his support for his family and why he's here. He was unapologetic, emotional about that, and that really touched me.
Yeah.
And to see a black man at that.
Yeah.
Be able to go through something like that on TV and it comes out on the back end, he can win and win $1 million and be the sole survivor. Man, that's all I needed.
Does that feel like it gives you the permission to do the same? Because, you have a lot of passion, you have that sense for competition, but do you feel like it will inevitably happen, but you're ready for like the game to kind of rip you wide open and show you parts of yourself you didn't realize?
I am so ready for that. And here's what I tell people all the time. I don't need permission to do nothing. I just need opportunity. If you give me opportunity, I'm going to make it happen. So with me, I understand that there's going to be some challenging times out here. I've even thought of what might happen. And I've already come up with the responses within, so there's no doubt. I'm willing, if the challenge presents itself, the challenge that I've thought about, like I'm willing to black out before I give out. Like that's the mentality that I'm in right now.
Yeah.
So when I'm in the game, I've already told myself this. So when that doubt starts to creep in, I don't have to answer to it.
Yeah.
I already have the answer. So I'm excited to get out there, to be able to play. Yes, I might get emotional. I will say now, you guys won't see tears from Q on TV.
Is that a promise?
I can't promise that, but I can guarantee it.
There we go. How comparable do you think it is to selling a property to the game of Survivor? I mean, like the most comparable example I can think of is the Final Tribal Council, right? Like pitching your game. But I would imagine salesmanship is something that you can do every single minute you're on the beach.
I would think that Final Tribal Council is like going into a listing appointment to get a seller to say, hey, choose me to sell your $5 million house. I think that's going to be the same. The recipe for me when I go in a house is be personable, be honest, open, tell my story. And tribal is those four things as well. So if I could connect with the jury and going into it, I don't go to a listing unprepared. I'm not going to show up to this game of Survivor unprepared. What does that mean? I understand that the folks that we vote out now has the power to vote me the money.
Right.
So I'm not going to treat anybody like crap. If you treat them like crap, I'm going to be their shoulder to lean on. And I'm going to make sure they remember it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my job. But I also want folks to understand that my sales job is what's going to make the difference for me out here, because I can sell you on any idea.
Yeah.
Just give me the product. And out here, the product is not snuffing my torch.
Are you going to tell anybody that you're a real estate agent?
So, debatable.
Yeah.
A lot of folks look at salesmen as this sneaky, grimy guy. I think I can get away with telling folks that I'm a former athlete. Now I'm a coach, volunteer coach at my high school. I got a lawn business. So I can probably get away with that.
Yeah.
But it's going to show that I'm much more than just a dumb athlete and a coach that just shows up. I think they eventually see. What I'm hoping is by the time they see it, it's too late.
Well, speaking of your competition, What are you looking for in an alliance? Are you looking for like a number one or ride or die, or are you just looking for general qualities?
Yeah, so what I'm looking for is like-minded people. So someone who's going to be headstrong. But I understand to be a shield, I need a shield. So I don't want my alliance to be full of folks who using me as shields. I want 2 or 3 people with me that are also challenge beasts. I need somebody that can do a puzzle, because there's going to come a time where someone in your alliance is going to have to win in order for things to go the way you want. I want to make sure I build that the right way, but I want to build it with the people that want to see me in the game. And if you feel like I'm too big of a threat because I can potentially win a challenge and you don't see yourself ever winning a challenge, then you're probably not going to be in the Q Alliance.
Yeah.
But I want somebody who's loyal, that I can look them in the eyes, I can tell them, hey, this is what's going on. They can tell me, Q, this is what's going on. But also somebody who understands, I'm going to protect you, period. You have to protect me. And if I can find 2 or 3 people like that, on top of being able to connect with other folks, I think we got a shot.
Well, let's talk about some assessments now. I mean, you've been spending some time with these people.
Yep.
I know it's just off of vibes, but what good vibes are you getting from? Can you describe some of these people that you're feeling like, okay, if we do hunker down on the beach together, like, I think we could go in together?
I'm getting a couple, smiles, a couple winks. I don't know if it's from the ladies or the guys, I won't say. But what I will say is I'm picking up on cues. I know within this group of 20, I know who eats first every time meal is served. I know he sleeps in his spare time. I know who have to snack. I know all those little things. I woke up yesterday and I saw 2 young ladies that had flowers in their hair. I haven't seen these flowers anywhere else. All of a sudden, they got flowers. And I told myself, I said, if I wake up today and someone else have a flower outside of these 2 girls, I might be in trouble. Well, a new girl had a flower this morning. So I think they're sharing flowers. So there's some talking going on. But I understand that I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think we have another guy here from Mississippi.
Oh, you think so?
Because on his hat, it said FC. On his pants, it said FC with a cougar type thing. In Mississippi, that's Farewell Christian.
Oh, interesting.
So he might be from Mississippi, and if that's true, that's all I need, baby.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, that's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Oh, yeah. Us Mississippi folks, we stick together now.
Interesting. Okay.
We don't stick together. And as long as he understands that we're in it together, I lose to him. But I need him to understand that he have to lose to me too.
You got your miss shield.
And there we go. There we go. And he's a physical threat. So we might click up and we might run the game from start to finish. What I will say is this. The tribe that I start on, there will be at least 2 from that tribe in the Final 4.
Okay. Is that for challenge wins, from like unity, like we're all working
Just
together?
unity, we're going to win, we're going to work together, and I'm going to make sure I condition the mind to understand that we're all in it together.
Yeah.
Once your job is to get as close to these 5 or 6 or whatever on this tribe, because we're going to win.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it with the Three Stooges last
Yes.
season, right? Like, there's a lot of power in joining up with people that you played with, and you're like, let's like slip under the radar, but let's like run this shit together.
That is the best thing. But people get greedy.
Right.
They start to get insecure. And I'm going to make sure I check those insecurities. I'm going to make sure I have people feeling like $1 million.
So they can give you $1 million.
There we go. And if you can control that, if you can get people all on one accord that are saying, you know what, this guy's right. If we stick together 5, and all I have to do is beat out one more person within my 5 with relationships and connection within the other 4 to make it to the Final 4 to be able to make fire, I got a pretty good chance.
Yeah.
And that's the story I want to sell to those people. And from the jump, I want to make sure that we win the first challenge. I don't know how they're going to break this thing up. It's 20 people, so it might be 10, it might be 5, 5, 5.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I just want to make sure for the first 2 at least, we get a dub. If we can do that, we're going to put ourselves in position to have 2 from our tribe in the finals.
So let's talk about something from your bio. You said you were a crazy risk taker.
Yes.
And that you are the luckiest person that you know. I mean, let's talk about a game that's all about luck. Let's talk about a game that's all about risk nowadays. How much is that going to play into the way that you approach things?
I think that's going to play heavily. because I understand that I'm here to lose. I understand that all the odds are stacked against me to lose. And I also understand I don't need the money. So I can take the risk right now in order to get further in this game. And I will take those risks understanding that at some point it's going to catch me. And I might get lucky and it might not catch me. And when I say I'm the luckiest person in the world, I go back to stories from when I first started in real estate. I sold 106 houses my very first year in the business.
Wow.
A lot of people say, man, that's luck. I say it's luck and a lot of hard work, but I give it to luck. All right? And then me being able to come on this game of Survivor, I submitted one video, one time, and I got on. That's luck. A lot of people have been submitting videos 5, 10 years.
Right.
So I'm meant to be here for a reason. I'm here to find out why.
So let's say Boat shows up at your camp on day 2. You know, someone steps out, you know what's happening. Pick one person to go on a journey. Are you volunteering? Are you trying to get like someone else to go?
I'm definitely not volunteering. I'm going to suggest we draw rocks or sticks or something so it's random. But if somebody volunteers, let me tell you, you're going home. So whatever you go out there and you do and you get or you don't get, I don't care. I will make sure you go home.
Interesting. Just because that shows in the moment, like...
If you volunteer.
Yeah.
Yes. That you're here to play the game extremely too hard and too fast for me. You need to slow it down. Child, please.
Well, when it comes to that perspective, in general with advantages, what are your thoughts about it? Is this something you want to actively pursue? How hungry are you for them?
Oh, I'm looking.
You're looking?
Listen, I'm from Mississippi. Small town. I'm here to work. I'm looking. I'm looking right now. You don't even know it. Hopefully we come back to this same exact location.
I guarantee you there's nothing here. I searched. I don't think I found anything yet.
There we go. But I'm looking, and here's the difference. When I find it, you won't even know. I won't even know I have it when I find it.
Well, you don't know if it's real or fake. We've learned that recently, right?
Well, you're right. It better have the parchment that says it's real.
Yeah.
But I'm not telling anybody about it. I'm going to bury it somewhere, and it's going to come with me everywhere I go. But I just don't think, it doesn't matter how close you are in an alliance with someone. When you go to sharing that information, things change.
Yeah.
Because they think you can eventually use it against them. But also, we have knowledge is power, and the idle nullifier that we don't know if it's going to be on our season or not. So you go to blobbering your mouth about advantages and somebody takes what you have, your game changes on a dime. And I don't want to risk that. So if I find something, I can almost guarantee you right now today, I can promise you that won't a soul know about it.
What is your hottest Survivor take? What do you think's your most like controversial opinion about a person, a season, the show, anything you want?
I think Jam Jam winning.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't see it. I saw Jam Jam had a better final tribal council than the two ladies.
Yeah.
But gameplay wise, I thought Carolyn played the best game. So I get why the jury did what they did. Again, Carolyn choked at the final. Heidi choked at the final. She was kind of weird with her. Thank you for the question. That was kind of quirky.
Yeah.
And I think she made a ballsy move to put herself in position to make fire, but she had to do that.
Right.
If we date back, that time Natalie did not do that.
Yeah.
Whereas I thought she did enough in that game to beat Tony, but the jury decided she did not.
Right.
But if she would have done that, she would have won. But in Heidi's situation, where she had to do it, she won, she still lost. I think she got one vote, maybe because of it, which is nice. But I just didn't see the Jam Jam deal.
What was it about Carolyn that you felt was so leagues above Jam Jam?
I just thought Carolyn was so wacky. Carolyn had idols. Carolyn had she didn't share information when she could have.
Yeah.
I think she was in control of her emotions, although it might have seemed like she wasn't.
Yeah.
She knew exactly what she was doing. And her game was just, to me, just overall better than Jam Jam's game and Heidi's combined. If you had to combine those two, because of she was a part of that alliance. She was a core part of the alliance. She just wasn't someone they was coattailing alone. She was making real decisions, but she can keep her mouth shut.
Yeah.
She can dip into the other side and make them think that she's about to flip and switch, and then she don't.
Last thing I want to ask, give you a big what if here. If you could bring a celebrity or a fictional character out for a loved one's visit, who are you picking and why?
If I could bring a celebrity or a fictional character out,
Yeah.
I would I'm almost certain that I would probably bring maybe Black Panther.
Okay, there we go. Come on, T'Challa.
Yeah, I need some of that juice, you know, because that juice there is gonna help me.
So he's gonna smuggle in the heart-shaped herb. He's
That's
just gonna
it.
bury you in the ground.
But outside of everything, I want to bring my wife, man.
Yeah.
This is her dream. She can't come because she's in PA school right now. She's been watching since season 1. I just started watching during COVID. So, you know, that person that deserves to be here is her.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure that's one of my things that I want to make sure I get to that visit if they're having it this season. I'm not sure. But if they are, I want to make sure Emily gets an opportunity to see this wonderful place.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm getting so much of a vibe off of you, man, is just passion.
That's
passion,
it.
Passion for your sport, passion for your job, passion for this game, passion for your wife. And
That's it.
That makes me so excited for you
Yes,
as a player. Like, no matter what, you're going to bring it. And
100%.
And I'm so excited to see what's going to happen,
Yes,
man.
sir.
We're all good, dude.
So, man, thank you for having me on.
you.
Tune in, baby.
Oh, this was so nice to meet you, dude.
yes, sir.
So you could go back from whence you came, but yeah, enjoy
Thank you.
what's left, and we'll see you out on the beach, dude.
Yes, sir.
Nice meeting you, man.